where is the miracle?
The faster that we can get to a lead, the faster that we can solve the case. We knew that the evidence was going away.
This man trying to set me up, man.
The big question here was, why would he go there? The spiderweb room, it can be dangerous.
But you were putting hope for that.
I just remember thinking, this isn't good.
The only thing we needed at that point to solve this crime was that picture.
PGA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
I didn't feel like
Today's coverage of the Trinity Invitational is about to begin. Delighted you're able to join us for this first round action. I'm Luke Elby alongside Rich Bean in the booth. Down on the course, it's on my John McCarroll.
Thanks, Luke. Happy to be with you. Pleased to be here at Timber.
Just being here for a long time, we did a lot together.
Carolina. This is
You all would be my
fantastic swath of land with this course on here. I think it's going to be a day
When
of
he was
fun.
born, I was excited. You know, it was my first kid. He was my son. My father was my grandson. Being a single parent, it was hard. We were living in Baltimore, and I decided to move to Augusta, Georgia. I figured
Let's
I could
see
go
what
out
kind of
north
Tony
and
sits
for
himself today.
both of us.
Julian looked up to Marquis, and he always referred to Marquis as my father, which I thought was odd. Most people say dad or daddy.
Pretty good shot there.
He always said my father.
Second shot here on the
Julian was
first.
very fun to be around. It was always good times. You know, he never did have little man syndrome. He was like 5'1", 5'2". He didn't let his height describe it. He was very energetic.
Joe's in the pitching wedge here.
Julian was basically
This one
quiet
is
but
chewing
playful,
fiber.
and he would always scare me.
Tiny
And I
looking
thought
shot
that
back.
was extremely funny. You know, that was his way of just getting me.
One day he came home and he said, "Dad, I need a suit." And I was like, "I gotta fight for you to put a suit on and go to church. What all of a sudden you need
It's
a
up.
suit
It could
for?"
be
It
in.
was some dance that we had,
Well done.
and that's when I
Take
knew
it.
he was starting to be
Always
interested in girls.
good
He wanted
feeling
shine,
to have
and
early in the round.
I did the best I could to
Joe
teach him
one
what
under,
he needed to
full
be a
minute.
man. And
I
what he
can't
needed to
ever recall him
survive.
making a birdie and feeling bad about it. So yes, birdie on the first, great job.
Well, for what I know, Julian was playing video games with some friends, and another guy that
Going
he
with the
didn't know was
five-wood.
there. They said Julian was getting the best of him verbally, so he pulled the gun out.
When Julian was rolled
Yeah, well
into
played.
the operating
There's a
room,
long
his
way,
heart had
but I tell
already
you what,
stopped beating.
I've seen it happen before.
The doctor
There's a
said he
chance.
had a 20% chance to live.
Now we go to the third.
And the
When
doctor
this happened just a
was in this
moment
little
ago.
room, and
Matt
her family
Cooch
was
with a
there, and he said,
fantastic
well,
shot.
you know, it's serious. Julian was
They
shot
hold it.
in the left ventricle. People died within just maybe 2 minutes of that happening.
I just kept asking God, why? Think right,
Right,
try
John.
to do right by
How's
my
this
son.
happening?
I was doing everything I was supposed
Got
to
to
do.
be a strong
Just prayed
40
about it,
feet to the
waited and
government.
waited.
And I said, this is going to be a long recovery, but I always refer to Julian after that as my miracle grandchild.
Miss
Went
Jones
around
the spin of that
different
one.
churches testifying, you know,
8
how
feet to the
they
cup.
made it through, you know, this hard time, how the whole family made it through. Because of the blood loss to the brain.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Line and length. Too
Julian
much
had
length on that
short-term
one.
memory loss. And
Jesus
he
Christ.
He'd take a shower, and then he'd come back out, get
It's
dressed,
tracking.
and
That's a
then
bogey,
he'd
but
go
not a
to
bad
take a
enough.
shower.
So after that hole, he's now up to even with the
Senior
car.
year, and missed quite a bit of time.
Let's see what
And
happens
so
here
my
at
sister
the
stepped
third
in and tutored him and tried to get him through the testing phase.
It was really hard for Julian to recover. You know, his spirits was always good, but as far as him remembering
Well, they should
stuff,
find
he
the short
basically had to
grass.
learn the whole year over again to take the test.
Playing this shot from about
That
210
he
yards.
graduated, that Julian graduated on time with his class.
What an annoying.
He wanted a good life. Well, time went on and he wanted to have his own place, so he got his own place. He wanted to be independent. He would call me, or I'll call him,
Opting
or
for the
stop by his
5 wood.
place and check on him. So
Come on, get up there.
hoping
Get up there.
everything would turn out okay.
No, that's alright.
Not a bad shot, that. Still a
Julian and I
chance.
was together March 25th. We had
Let's
just went to
recap
a
the action
basketball
from just some
game,
moments ago.
but I could tell something else had
Tony
his attention.
Finau has got plenty of power, but he's also got plenty of
He
finesse.
was texting this girl.
Lining up for his third
He
now.
wasn't interested in the game, you know, that night. Then I took him
Ever so close.
after Julian got shot.
Okay,
He had
let's get back
trouble
to the
sleeping
action.
at night, and I
There's
couldn't
17
sleep
feet
either.
remaining to the hole.
So we would always stay up late texting. I grabbed my phone and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send a message to Julian. 30 minutes later, I sent him another
It's on a
one.
great line. Ouch, that
He
hurts.
didn't respond.
Oh, how good was that? Almost
And
there.
that was like 3
And with that putt, he's bounced back immediately from his previous drop shot.
So man, I called me
One
back
under
from
the
that
tournament.
person Julian. I've been calling him all day.
Pretty sure this one will be buoyed by that birdie back at the last. Let's see if
Let's
they can deliver another one.
And there was some food on the counter. Like he left in a hurry. That's when I really started feeling kind of sick to my stomach.
They should find the cut stuff.
That's when I realized he'd been gone.
Time for the second
On
shot.
the
Here
next
at the fourth.
day, no one still had heard, and the phones were going directly to voicemail. We were so concerned about Julian because he had been disabled, and he might
It's like
be in a
they've got the 5 wood.
situation that he couldn't explain. He
Fingers
couldn't
crossed for
reach
a
us.
bounce to the right.
The apartment building where he lived, assistant manager called and said she had copies of the security cameras.
That's just inside the range.
Made birdie on the
Footage
last.
of Julian
Looking
leaving.
for a second in a row here.
As soon as I seen the
Trying to get
picture
to
of
2 under with
Julian
his putt.
looking like he was waiting on a cab, that verified that he went somewhere after I dropped him off. And that just
Come on.
more panic for me. 'Cause I was
Oh,
like, how noise is that
Make this
location?
one. It's for par. Well, that hole's behind us. Water play. Trailing by a stroke after that hole.
So me and my family, my
It's time to
sister got
begin
an
this
idea,
half
maybe
of the
we'll
hole.
look for the cab driver.
We went down the wrong street. I said, Mark, we're gonna find that taxi driver. We were about to leave, and Mark said, "Don't you wait down that cab?"
Dad's heading into the rough,
Threw
I
my
think.
arm up, and the cab driver pulled up right to where I was standing.
No, it ain't.
And I showed him the missing persons file.
Coming around 180
He said,
yards.
yeah, I remember that little
One
guy.
stroke
You know,
off the lead.
what happened to him?
My heart just sank. Because in that instant, he was the
Looks to be
last
going
one
with the 5 iron.
to see Julian, and he knew exactly where he had taken him.
And he told us he took Julian to Beach Island.
The taxi driver did tell me
pretty
that
good the
Julian was
whole way.
going out there.
Already had a few birdies today. Another opportunity for another one. Let's take a look.
But he told him, he said, man, something don't seem right about this place. You know, are you sure this is the right place?
And we're like, where in Beach Island? And he says,
Oh, this looks
"South
pure.
Road."
Oh,
And we're like,
See, that line was looking
Really?
good, wasn't it? Good
The
job
woman's
done.
spot
Let's
where
head to the
we
next.
looked Looking for prostitution. There's no school, there's no gas station, nothing.
The leader now has a
And I
one-stroke
couldn't
advantage.
figure that out for the life of me while he would go there.
We just knew
Time to
that
tee off at
we
the
had to
sixth.
find Julian, and our family is so close like that. Whatever we had to do to find him, we would. We all loaded up and we prepared ourselves for the worst. We were gonna be ready to go in town to get Julian that day.
Come on, sit.
However, we were gonna have to bring him out of there. If we found him, that's what we were gonna do.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
My brother
Rich,
kicked in every door
do you
that
like
he
this
could
one?
find.
Luke, I gotta say, I don't like their chances. I have been wrong once
He
before.
went in every empty
but I
trailer.
really can't
We
remember
searched
when
the
that
woods,
was.
We searched the ditches. We searched everywhere.
Get in the hole.
Yes.
This scorecard, well hold. And that will take him to 2 under. Tell you what, there's been some great golf being played all over the course. Let's have a look at this. Fine effort from our maid, currently chasing the lead. Well, that was some fancy shot making there. Let's recap it.
Those always come in handy. Completely unexpected, but welcome nonetheless.
Let's take a look at the
Now, this is
leaderboard
behind
as
the
it
eight ball.
stands.
The first 24 to 48 hours is the most important portion of the investigation. That's the time where you try to
And
go
after
out and
booting
get
the last,
everybody who you presume is
they're on the hole.
involved. You're trying to find out exactly what they know.
It was very obvious early on that because of his physical condition and also the people that he normally would be in contact with, that he had not left on his own volition.
Could Julian be kidnapped? Is he in a house tied up, being beat on every day? Does somebody have him holding him against
Second
his
short
will,
here at
waiting
the
for a
seven.
ransom? Anything could happen. During the
Interesting
cab
choice
ride
of the
from
driver here.
Broad Street to Beach Island. Whoever was supposed to be on the other end of the line never answered the phone. Julian tried several times from his phone, and he
Well
used the
struck.
cab driver's cell phone to call that same number.
Getting ready to play their third.
So we started our investigation by sending out subpoenas for the phone records of Julian.
Again!
Williams.
Oh, that one just missed the hole.
So, of course, we're out looking, we're
And
still
with
calling
that,
around.
That's their fourth birdie.
So then
And
we get a
with that,
text
we'll
message.
move to 3 under
I
par.
know where your son at, but just the ex paid me to
John,
kidnap him
what's going
because
on
he was
out there?
talking to another female. But I told him to meet me in Beach Out. I beat him up, but I
And
made
here
him
we are
walk
with the
home.
third shot.
I'm frantic by this time because I'm thinking he's
Oh,
still
that's
alive.
great. It just missed the hole.
Somebody just sent me a
Yeah,
message
give yourself
trying
a
to throw
pat on
me
the back.
off. Or I don't know what the message was.
And after that hole,
The
this is
text
how the
message
leaderboard looks right
absolutely sent us
now.
into panic mode. We had a meeting that morning, and everybody read the text message, and everybody tried to decipher it. We kidnapped him, we beat him up. but we
Always
let him
positive
go.
coming off a
It's like they're
birdie.
trying to
Let's see
steer
what
you
happens
on
here.
another trail so that you won't shoot. But we knew at that point that some type of violent crime had occurred, and we needed to step up the investigation to try to locate Julian. One of the first things we do is we hit the streets to see if anybody has seen the missing person. The cab driver said that Julian all that night had been making phone calls and trying to make preparation to go to Beach Island to go see a girl. So I went over to the area where he was dropped off. You have to understand that most of the people there know each other, so if you're asking about someone else, you're not going to
This
get a
one's
whole
looking
lot
good
of
off the
information.
tee. That should find the
It
short
was a
stuff.
high drug area. Drug dealers don't like the presence of the police. We had a few people come up and knock on
Sitting
the
at
window
3
and
under
say,
par.
hey, we don't want you
Totally
here.
tied for
We
first
want you
place.
gone. And nobody talked that day.
Looks to be going with the 6 iron.
I was
I like that
anxious to
strike. This
find
one's
out
hitting
what was
well
going
towards the
on
green.
and what happened to my boy. We were trying to reach out to anybody that might have knew him.
Yes, anytime you can
who
find
was
the green and
texting
have a
him
putt,
or knew where he might be.
And this putt is from birdie 3 on the scorecard.
And we're believing that there will be a release of what's going on with Julian, that God, when he will bring him home, decree and declare that in the name of Jesus.
It really felt good. to
Oh,
be
for
people
fuck's sake!
wanting to talk
Great
to
stroke.
him.
Praise God in
Oh, you like me thought that had a chance?
Everyone's out there trying to help
And that
you
should secure
find
the
your
par.
son.
Well done.
The hurt that my husband had for Julian was really playing
And
out
after
in
this hole,
house hurt
that's
for
how it
him.
looks.
He kept busy so he wouldn't shut down.
That makes him tied for first.
It's a bad feeling. You can't control something that you're losing.
You've
I
arrived
was
at a
getting
par.
more and more angry at the person that did it. You know, I knew somebody did something to my son, but I didn't know what. I just couldn't think of anything else. That's all was going through my mind.
So after investigating the number and trying to figure out who was associated with that specific number, we
This
were able
looks to be
to later
heading for the
find out
cut
that the number in itself was made up.
The number had essentially been spoofed. A program that allows you to send a message to someone
Few
appearing
shots
to
under
come
par
from
at the
one number,
moment.
but it actually
It
doesn't
is
give
sharing
that
the
number at
lead.
all. The phone number had been created on the same day that Julian had gone missing, and it had stopped being used a few days after he had gone missing.
I was out there
You're a ball
searching
striker, there's no
the
doubt
deep
about that.
time. It was a constant thing for
John,
me
do you have any
to
info down
work
there?
and get him back home.
It's excellent. Could just get ready
I
to
didn't
hit.
sleep a lot, you know, and time
What a
rushed and
shot!
still
Almost went in the bucket. Oh, that's a beauty. Great shot from the bunker.
going from work or anything.
Lining up the birdie putt here.
Days kind of blended together. Waiting on the detectives to bring us information to tell us what's going on. It was hard.
One of the things that we face
to 4 under par.
is the fact that
This is the transition point of the round, making the turn, heading for home. How do you rate this player's performance so far?
Yeah, exciting position, isn't it? You'd rather have the lead on your own, but listen, time for the lead. Pretty good spot to be in. They're going to have to work to earn this victory.
There have been days when you got in your driveway and something popped in your head and you turn around and you go back to the office and you're in the office 3 more hours trying to figure out if you can take that lead any further. So with this case specifically, it took a toll on us and we worked on this case 24 hours a day.
So in looking into the prior
with the
difficulties that Mr. Williams had with Kevin Roney, it would certainly make him potentially be a suspect.
They called him Kevin Roney, but he wasn't from the neighborhood. But for some reason, he
Yeah,
just
that one's on the
over
dance
there.
floor. You can two-putt that
And I
for
always
sure.
took it as
Slim
if you shoot
chance
somebody
here for
right in
birdie,
the heart,
but you
once
never
you pull
know.
their gun out, you meant to do that. And I didn't see it as a mistake.
Julian had been a witness in the case against Kevin Roney, and as a result of that incident, Kevin Roney did spend time in confinement. So he could have been potentially seeking revenge.
Again.
Just wanting to get back
Oh,
to
so
Julian for
close.
cooperating with law enforcement.
And with that, you can go for a
Ultimately,
par on the
Investigator
card.
Freeman and the Sheriff's Office did look
And
into
after
Mr.
that hole,
Roney.
this is how the leaderboard looks.
However, through investigation, we were
Now
able to
4
rule
under
out
for the day.
he was incarcerated for another crime at the time of Julian Williams' disappearance.
You've arrived at a par 4.
The taxi cab driver had indicated that
On the tee
Julian
now,
was
coming
going
off the
to this
par.
particular
Just a putt one
location
up
to
the
meet a
middle.
girl.
That's the thing that puzzled me. This girl was texting him and he never talked to her on the phone. I just could not figure that out for the life of me. Why he would go see somebody that he just met on the text.
This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway.
Our family took it upon themselves to have flyers made and posted them like wallpaper where he lived and all around where we knew he was coming.
This shot here coming up from around
Julian's
130
name
yards.
became like a household name. His case was very familiar to a lot of people. As each day passed, it seemed like more than 24 hours in a day.
Going with the pitching
The
range
days
here.
went by slow.
This one might need to get down a little. A wonderful shot. No chance for
When
birdie here on the
Investigator Freeman
11th.
called me, he was very excited because
Let's
he
head over to the
discovered a
13th.
huge piece of the puzzle.
One of the biggest pieces of information that we received was a photo that Julian's friend was able to forward to Mark Keith and
Getting ready to play
Williams.
their third.
Julian's friend said that there was someone from Baltimore that Julian was going to see the night
Oh,
he
wouldn't that have
disappeared.
been nice?
And she had sent him a picture. We were able to put a face with this girl that he was going to be trying to see.
This
He was like, now we can just piece this together because we don't have her name, but we know what she looked like.
It's like it wasn't something that just happened. It was somebody that planned on killing my boy.
That picture was very much the key to solving
Hey, that's a
what
chance.
happened.
Just go ahead and tap that one in. And
Yeah,
down it goes.
Julian
Let's head to the next.
because he got a family that loves him and looking for him.
Currently
and
at
must continue
-4 for
to
the
pray
round.
for this family.
I had an instant connection
Teeing off here on the
with
12th hole.
these people are going through unimaginable grief and sadness, and you develop a connection with them, and it does light a fire kind of in your soul, and you want to make sure that they get justice.
Those people are easy to love. They're super easy to love. During this whole ordeal, they became like family to not only me, but everybody else that was
No,
involved. in
that's
it.
not the shot I
Helping
wanted.
them, you know, it helped me.
John, you're
probably
down
more
there.
than it helped
How's
them.
this ball lying?
Heads up
Right
here,
now,
guys. I
on
don't know
case,
which way this one's going
It
to
seemed
come out.
like he
This
was
stuff
taking a personal
very, very
attachment to this
deep down in
case.
here.
He made me feel like he was looking for my boy, like I was looking for my boy.
We didn't have a lot of answers, but I
Good option.
had
Take your medicine.
enough
Try and get
to
it up
know
and down for
that
me.
they were constantly working
And here
and
we are with the
getting
third
close
shot.
to what they needed.
We knew at that point that we had to identify the young lady on that picture. So that's what our focus was for the next couple of days, because we knew that she may or may not have
Hit a
been
beauty,
the last
didn't you?
person with Julie.
Well, hope he makes this one. It's for par.
We didn't know whether or not
And
this
down
was
it
actually
goes.
someone that was trying to lure him over there. Maybe she thought that he had money, maybe she had
And
money
after
for
that
him to
performance,
set him
they'll
up,
stay right
bring
where they
him
are
away to rob
in the
him.
standings. Time to step
I
on your
saw
tee shot here at
Julian
this
on the
long
photo and I
par 4.
thought, boy, this looks exactly like a member of my church.
She recognized the individual on the picture as being a young lady by the name of Anderson, and that Julian knew her pretty well, and they talked periodically. We spoke with her, but she had not spoken to Julian in a while, and that wasn't her on the picture. She was ruled out.
Gee, there's some energy and action going on all around this property. Wonder what's happened.
Nicely done.
If you
There
got
we go to the
any
14th. If
information
this happened,
pertaining
if
to
I
his disappearance, if
Coocher with
you've
a
seen
fantastic
something,
shot.
whether it was over in Beach Island, over here on Broad Street,
Oh, that's
or
the shot.
anywhere,
Go ahead and make one.
please
Don't
call
worry
the
about getting
Richmond
up and
County
down.
Sheriff Department.
We knew that the evidence was going away, and our
Let's get back
chances of
to it,
being
shall
able
we?
to recover Julian was
After initially
becoming
struggling
more
coming
slim
onto tour
by the
after a
day.
prodigious amateur career, Matt Coocher's found
We
his
reached out to
real
other
niche. He
agencies
knows what to do
in
with
an
his
attempt
golf
to
swing.
get some
He gets the most out
assistance
of it.
with trying
I've
to
never seen
pinpoint
a
the
player
area of Bell Drive in the
that has
Sparkwood
been
Road.
as
But
consistent
everything
as he has
ended in
been
South
for as long
Carolina.
as he
And
has
that's
been.
Ah,
The
too
man
hard.
is a human ATM machine.
With being
Every
outside
time
of
he
our
puts the golf ball on the
jurisdiction, we had
ground,
different
they
rules that
start
we had
handing
to
him
follow.
cash as
So
fast
we
as they
worked hand in
can.
hand with the
It's
Aiken County Sheriff's
ridiculous.
Office.
Finally got a couple more wins in 2019, and I gotta say, he has really been
The
impressive.
cadaver dogs are
Throughout his
trained
entire
to
career,
smell
with just the
human
run
remains
he's been on
and
over the last
specifically
12
a
years or so. It's
decomposing
simply amazing.
human.
Mark it down. That's 6
There are
birdies
only a
today.
few homes
And
on
that will
Spider
take him to
Road.
5 under.
It is country, it is
Our
wooded,
leader
it
is
is
a couple
rural,
of shots up at this stage.
but the
The
taxi
lead
cab driver
continues
did
to
explain
grow.
that he drove
This
down
is
Spider
simply
Road,
amazing.
turned around
Let's see what
in the
happens here at the
driveway
14th.
across from the abandoned trailer. And one dog went
Opting
directly
for the
behind the
sideline.
trailer.
Get down.
Another dog went behind, but more to the left.
Oh my goodness. Be nice to see this one go down. Let's see if they make it. Some
And
momentum
the
being
handler
built now. That's
notified,
back-to-back
okay, the dog
birdies.
has located.
And that will take him to 6 under.
I knew that it was
Let's have a look
Julian
at Tony
when
Finau
I saw
from
it.
earlier.
As soon as we arrived, we saw a decomposed
This is his third.
body,
Oh, this fucking.
barefoot. There was a wristwatch on the hand, and that had been described by the family.
I did take a walk
And
into the
down it
woods
drops.
to
What a
see
shot that
where his
was.
body lay. I wanted to see who I was looking for. Shell casings were found in the
And
area,
after that effort,
which
let's take a
indicated
look
that
at
he
how
had
it
been
stands.
shot primarily in
Our
the
leader
area
is
where he
enjoying a
went missing.
3-stroke
The
advantage.
cell phone that Julian had on the night of the incident was never
Always
recovered.
exciting when you stand up on the tee on a short par 4.
Julian was
Standing on his
determined
par
to
4
be
and
shot in the back of
leading.
the head, and that
What's
was
the
the
strategy?
fatal
What's going on through their mind?
subsequent to that
Attack it or
injury
lay
were
back?
additional shots to the body.
This looks to be a fairway seeker to be.
Myself and D.A. Payne was at the car for a little while and talked. And
Time now.
I would
The
say
second
that
shot on the 15th.
Oh, what an awful shot! Jesus Christ!
Over here getting this up and down.
The family.
Oh.
I didn't want to knock on the door. I wanted to give them closure, but I didn't want to tell them that. When Brenda opened the door, I think she already knew. Mark was sitting on the couch, and that was the absolute hardest thing I've
That'd
ever
have
done
been
in
a
my
cool
life, was to tell me
That's a solid par.
we had found his son. It was hard.
Leading by a couple after that hole. Just a few holes to play. Let's see how you take on this 16th hole.
You seen that, God. And so, God, I thank you.
My faith is kind of broken. Everybody called it the miracle
That's it for
child.
the fairway.
And then this happened. I'm like, where is the miracle? What did God teach me about
This one from about
this?
160
Give me
yards
an
out.
answer.
A life that you gave me. Men might say it's a short life, but it was a rich life. Thank you, God.
I ask God every day, why? Why did this happen?
Bounce.
I still haven't had an answer.
Ah, good shot. Excellent shot.
Oh, that's beautifully judged. Let's have a look at Bryson
The big
DeChambeau
question
from
here
earlier.
was, why would he go
Well,
there?
that's certainly worth another look. Let's
The
take a look at the
spider
replay.
It can be dangerous, especially for someone who's not from that area. There is a big amount of danger there.
What the
So
fuck?
something bad had
That
happened
was
in
right
that
on your
area.
playbook.
That's insane.
Easy to conceal it.
Insane
The
shot.
faster that we can get to the lead, the faster that we can solve the case.
Time is important. It's
Just
critical.
4 feet
It's
remaining
critical.
between him and the hole.
Prioritize all of the information that's coming in.
What a
Make sure what's
performance.
most
8 birdies on the
important is
card.
addressed first,
And with
and then
that,
work your way
we'll
down the
move to
list.
7 under.
Take yourself off the
Incredible.
trouble clock and do what needs to be done.
This is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard.
Leads can go away. People
Lovely
can go
momentum
away.
for this
evidence
player
can go
after that
away.
birdie at the last
So you're
hole.
out there
Keep
trying
it
to do
rolling.
everything that you can do, and you're racing time.
When you know something bad has happened to someone that you love, your mind
No.
goes
Too
to
short.
very bad places.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
The family is
Awful.
basically living a nightmare.
That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the
I
green,
didn't want to
but
fall
couldn't quite
into
get there.
a depressed
Missing it
state
short
where
there,
we just
they will
could
definitely
not
be
move
upset.
forward. I wouldn't let my mind go
Yeah, that one will
places
play.
that I didn't want it to go.
5 feet coming up to the cup.
That was
Short
very
game has
hard
been
for me
especially sharp today,
because
Luke.
I'm the last
Very
family
impressive.
member that's seen him. I'm the one that dropped him off. Maybe if I didn't
Let's
drop
look at
him
this.
off, he would still be here.
We'll hold.
On the road to work, I go across the bridge. We went to see the God. Go by that bridge every day.
Hamman on the ground. John,
And
he's
at
down
one
there.
point, I used to
What's the
think,
news?
I'm gonna see him on the road. I'm waiting.
Watching him do
And hey, Daddy, here I am.
shot.
And there was one point where I realized,
Wow.
waving goodbye. I realized he was gone.
So after that hole, this is the
We
current
wanted to know
standings
what her
on the
name
course.
was, where she lived, all of
Now,
those
current
things.
leader
because
is enjoying
she
a
was
two-stroke
critical
lead.
to the investigation.
We
So
still
you're
have a
here
picture
at the
of
lucky
this
last.
girl.
The
We
18th.
did do some investigation to see if that girl exists. We started searching and searching, but we weren't able to find anything. So we looked
Looking
into the
shot
picture
is-
itself, and it looked like a picture that somebody got off of the internet, and they were pretending that they were that individual.
I just remember thinking, this is something.
He didn't know whoever it was that he was communicating with that night, because it wasn't a real number. Nobody was going to be on
It's
the
a
other
brave
end.
one. Driver off the deck.
I was like, what's going on here?
I-
You know, the until they went through all this trouble to make up his number, to send him pictures.
That's right.
Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there. Using the big boy muscles to get it home to there. Oh, this is exciting. A putt for an eagle.
Maybe it was harder for him to imagine that he was being set up.
Never
He
making
was
that.
just going after the girl that was interested in him.
One thing we were sure of at that point was the person responsible for the fake text was the person responsible for the disappearance, as well as the possible murder.
Oh,
just missed.
So we needed to step up to
Terrific shot.
investigation.
Almost an eagle.
When we got Julian's phone number, we had
Just
just
keep
determined
it
that he had been
in
talking to a female for approximately 2 hours just prior to going missing.
Those
Little
phone records
lovely
led us
start to the
a
opening
lady
round.
he had been speaking
Top
to for a
spot.
while.
There's a whole bunch of people right over their shoulder.
Lots of
We
good
were able to
playing
get
out
her
there.
into
One
the
round to
office
go.
to find out
This
exactly
could
what she
be
knew
a
of his
very
disappearance.
nervy final round. Lots
It
of
was clear
players.
that she was offering him some
Well,
type
that
of
just about
relationship.
concludes our coverage.
I don't
On
think they
behalf
had
of
an
Rich Believe,
extensive
I'm Luke
relationship
Helvey.
when they were
Thanks
seeing
for
each
tuning
other
in.
on a regular
We'll see you tomorrow.
basis. She had come to the apartment a few times, and then she relayed to us that she was possibly pregnant with Julian's child.
I remember Julian showing me a picture of the pregnancy test. I was like, you gonna be a father? He was like, she's pregnant, she's having a baby. I'm gonna be a father.
Specifically, if he knew who Julian Williams was. You told me we were going to talk. I need you to listen to me. This right here is going to be the only time that you get a chance to say your side of the story. That phone is going to be put into a machine. Your phone is the one
2K Sports and the PGA Tour, proud to bring you the season-long race for the Fans Cup. We're at the Trinity Invitational. Today's coverage is about to start. Delighted to have your company for this final round action. I'm Luke Helvey, here alongside Rich Believe. And Rich, if this next golfer starts the day, what do you think about the chances?
Should be a lot of nerves. You got it's never an easy thing to do. Almost an uncomfortable situation at times, but they are playing well, so they have that confidence going into the final round. But this is going to be a tough afternoon.
Can't wait to find out what happens here.
I was in the house with my kids, and she just all it was, man, she bad, and she was telling y'all stuff that I didn't do, man. I didn't do nothing wrong.
And let's see what he can do here
The
tonight.
whole time you get in one around and nothing, I was like, we'll have DNA test and we get ready to have a baby. So I'm not going to hurt nobody over no female. It's plenty fish in the sea, man.
Well done.
rocking drive.
Time for the second shot into the first.
That phone right there, that phone was used to text this man. That phone was used to call that man. I guarantee you.
And choosing the A guy here.
That they're going to issue
Too many.
You're going to be charged with murder.
I've been killing anybody.
Okay, that's fine.
That dog will hunt.
John, how was this putt? Seems to be a fair way.
He's got about 29 feet from here, I'd
Mr.
say.
Simpkins did provide the phone to me, but Mr. Simpkins would not unlock the phone. Only thing that's gonna help you out right now is being honest, and you're not being honest. He said he did not know who Julian Williams was. He didn't know anything about his disappearance.
You really not letting me talk. I'm letting
Get
you
in.
talk, but here's what you keep telling me. I want you to
Oh, fuck.
just don't let me
Oh.
Almost 3 feet to the cup.
The only thing we needed at that point to solve this crime was that picture on Antonio Simpkins' phone.
He's currently sitting in first place.
I can prove that you were the one that lured him over to South Carolina.
Ooh, I
So
always
we were
love
trying
these
to
holes.
pinpoint
Here we
that
have a par
specific
3.
picture. So we have Antonio Simpkins' phone. Now we need to download this phone. I must have searched that phone for
Looks like
3 or
they've
4
got the
days
firewood.
before I was able to find
This one looks
the
just
continuous
Down,
picture.
down.
to me.
Simpkins had tried to erase the app from the phone, but he didn't know how to completely
Well
erase
played.
it.
Anything on the green
So
from
we
there
were
is
able to
fine.
match up his phone to the picture
And
app.
this effort from Patrick Cantlay
And I
just a
was able
short
to
while
locate
ago.
the picture of the female that Julian Williams was supposed to be meeting in Beach Island.
I gotta say, short game is one of the best in the game.
And it drops into the bucket. What a shot.
He was taken to the
And back to the
Sheriff's
course with
Office,
this live action.
Investigation Division,
This
where
punt is
Lieutenant Billy
rated
Flurry
mid-2 on the
conducted the
scorecard.
interview with him.
How many children do you have? Two? Y'all been together a good while, ain't it? 8-9 years. And she's lived with you all this time?
We found out that they had a pretty violent past, but she continued to deal with them after every incident.
And basically, when he had discovered
Come on.
that his girlfriend was potentially
Oh,
pregnant,
jeez.
this made Antonio very upset.
Not my
And
day.
At that point, he began developing a plan to eliminate Julian from the picture. So he developed a spoofed phone number from the kidnap.
Managing to
began
maintain their
texting
position
Julian
on the
in an
leaderboard.
effort to lure him over to Beach Island.
Did you ever
Team
text
here
him
at the third
pictures of another woman telling you or someone else?
Yeah, they told me it came from my phone, but I never sent that picture.
So you lured him over there, because your woman is always screwing around on you with this little
This
guy.
one's heading safely for the fairway.
But he met up with you.
And you shoot him 3 times.
When you grab it, man, you know, one time.
So then you shot him 2 more times.
So,
Antonio indicated that it was an accident, that the shots to the body had occurred first, face to
Interesting choice
face,
of the driver
but the
here.
autopsy spoke otherwise.
No.
It was clear that it was
No.
a
Fuck.
setup. Julian didn't go over there to fight. Julian
Getting
went over
ready
there
to play
see
their
the girl,
third.
and his life was taken.
I just panicked and aimed for the help.
Initially, he lied and stated that he had found the
Coming
gun to a
up, here's for
pond,
birdie.
and then he changed his story and said, "No, I hid it in a shack behind my grandmother's house." And he escorted law enforcement to the shack where the weapon was recovered. It all started with, here's a woman that is the mother of your 2 children. When she told Antonio Simpkins, "I'm having sex with another man, and I think I might be pregnant with his child."
At that
This
point,
one
Antonio
is for his
Simpkins
heart.
started text messaging Julian,
In she goes.
pretending to be a
It's into the
female, telling him that she knew him from Baltimore and that she wanted to meet up.
And sits
That was
in
the
first
bait.
position.
That was the lure to bring Julian from Augusta, Georgia to a
Team off
specific
here, number
address
4.
on Spiderweb Road.
Julian got in a cab, left his residence sometime that night to meet this fake female. Antonio Simpkins had left the house several times that night with
That looks
friends
to be a
and
fairway finder
relatives.
to be.
He came back to the residence, changed into all black clothes, got his gun, and left.
Woohoo! 350. Monster.
Great action out on the course. Let's take a look at this highlight from another person's play. Looking forward to seeing what Tony Finau does here, Rich.
This is a premeditated, violent, horrific
Lads a bonus.
Julian
Mark
had
that
no
down on the
idea
card.
the level of violence that he was walking into.
Second shot here on the 4th.
We did ask Antonio Simpkins' girlfriend to take a pregnancy test, which she refused, and we later found out that she wasn't pregnant.
It was her being pregnant
Shot
that
here.
I
That's
think
headed towards the
started
green.
this whole thing. I think Julian died over nothing.
I'm here with
Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing.
Julia's auntie.
This
And,
one's
Oh, look at that.
continue to support the
Jesus
president
Christ.
in the courthouse now. Continue to pray for the Williams family. God bless you guys.
Antonio Simpkins was charged with murder.
Oh.
And was convicted.
So hard.
and
Touch that.
3 feet to go here to the hole. This one started out on a good line.
This is
Solid par putt, man.
I don't understand. I never.
Still in the lead now after that hole.
At Christmas dinner, before the Christmas
Welcome
trees
to
and
this hole.
lights,
What's a par 4?
it made me think about what Christmas used to be like. And then I had to saying, just as I do now, that my fingertips are like windshield wipers,
Heading down the runway.
and I may go wipe the tears away and continue with life. Well,
approach to yesterday.
They had a good result yesterday. Can't see why they wouldn't have another good one today.
Going with the 8-iron here.
The investigators, when they found the body,
Down.
they called me and asked me, did Julian wear a watch? I said, no, not. And I said,
Good shot
"Yeah."
there.
It's something I hold on.
Well, Richie, where I'm sitting, this looks
That's a
makeable.
piece
Do
of
you
him that I
agree?
can still keep.
I really can't say I'm a fan of their chances on this one,
Yeah,
Luke, but I tell you what,
watch and
I've been wrong once
portrait I
before.
have of him, you
You're
know,
always wrong.
I see it every day. I feel like it helps.
I think you're right this time.
Not to miss him so much.
Definitely right.
And that's all I can do is think about 23 years of memories.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh,
Drives for the
man.
hole.
Focus on
4
those
feet
last
to the
minutes
cup.
of his life.
That's well holed.
No birdies. Jesus.
Currently 3 strokes up after that hole.
Catching me up.
Here we are at the 6th hole.
Oh, God. Down.
Ooh, back there, horse.
Fucking wind. Jesus Christ.
Quite have the right stuff there.
Need to take a little less club with that approach.
Play their 5th shot. Oh, that's clutch. What a way to save him.
Whoa, check this out. In fuego, dialed in, call it what you will. Holding it from the fairway. Thank you very much.
This would be a great up and down. Go ahead and make it.
Not many investigators
Hole saver coming up for this fella. This one's looking good. And in it goes for the par.
Another par. Great.
No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player.
Your car's tripped out. Leads the family down a twisted path.
It appears that Trevor was
Golf is a
set.
game of confidence, and I like it.
So
Taking the big
why
dog off the
is it
tee.
the killer behind bars?
It has been over 5 years. I don't understand.
What are we waiting for? And coming up later, we
Good
do know
drive.
that woman
That
is
won't you find the fairway.
Execution style.
a devoted single mother with a 5-year-old son is murdered for no reason.
It's just
Second shot here on the
there were
7th.
some rumors that people were paid and there was money involved.
What really happened to Trevor and Brianna?
It's a brave one. Driver off the
Little
deck.
Devil Hills, North Carolina, a beach community famous for the Wright brothers' first flight. It's an idyllic home
Fuck
to the
off.
family of Trevor Waldman.
You hear the
But
excitement
in
in the air. It's
2013,
starting to
their
build.
lives were shattered forever.
This effort from Tony Finau just a short time ago.
Tragically killed.
You know, you just don't think it's real. You see it every day on the news, but who thinks it's going to be their own child?
That is a very nice putt. Well judged.
Let's return to live play now.
Trevor
Sitting
Baldwin
at
is a
8
popular and athletic young
Currently
man.
leading.
Just seeing him on any athletic field was a joy. He played lacrosse, he wrestled, he played football. I just loved him. Just loved and adored him.
Wow,
He
what a
was
shot.
very loving.
Nothing gets past
Hard
you.
worker.
Yes, this
He's
kid
very
is a
smart.
stud.
After graduating
Always
from high
love these
school in
opportunities,
2012,
especially when it's for birdie.
Trevor joins his older brother Troy at Shenandoah
This one's
University.
online.
Yes! Birdie at last! Bloody hell! Took 7 holes.
Now with -9 for the tournament.
Trevor and his brother
Lead is
returned
getting
to North
bigger
Carolina in
and bigger.
2013 and began
Coming
working
off
for
the
the family
birdie,
tiling
found
business.
themselves a chance to keep it rolling.
They've been around the top business their entire life anyway. You have pictures of them, you know, babies holding pieces of tile. So they just started working for their father.
Later that
Heading
year,
down
the
Broadway.
family moves 90 miles northwest to Suffolk, Virginia. And soon enough, Trevor meets his true love, Krista Brown.
Taking aim from around 190 yards here.
Wind is blowing left to right. Gonna try and hold it against the wind.
100 miles per hour, not shy at all. Friendly, has to be like the party, definitely cracks.
Down! Too hard, too hard. Fuck's sake!
7 quick months later, in August 2014, Trevor makes a
useless shot.
life-changing decision.
Long with
He
that
got home,
approach. Not
and when
a
he
good
in
lead.
his famous kitchen and asked me. I was very
9
happy.
feet to the cup.
They were, together all the time. They had a great time together. We loved her.
But 1 month
Oh,
later,
God.
the young couple's future plans are dashed
Awkward.
forever.
You can fucking put this as. Nah, that's fucking awful! Jesus!
Police respond to a call. A car
Oh,
accident in the
God,
central
mate.
intersection of
Fucking
Chesapeake.
bogey.
But this is no ordinary accident.
Terrible round.
Well done. And still in top spot.
Oh my God.
Keep it going.
Shocking. Shocking.
And after a bogey at the last, they're looking for a big drive on this hole.
It didn't appear that he was injured as a result of the accident. So they had to look closer, and apparently he had been shot.
A bullet has ripped through the
Looks like
victim's
they put a
arm
good swing on
and
that one.
traveled into his
That should find the
chest,
short stuff.
stopping his heart.
This is no longer a traffic accident. This is now a homicide.
Local media also get wind
John,
of a strange
talk to us.
accident.
What do you got for us?
Remember that night where it was the car crash was told. We sent a reporter out there that night, and when the reporter
Go
got
with the
there, it
3-wood
turned
here.
into a homicide investigation.
It crashed into a tree on Canadian Drive in Chesapeake. A friend of Krista's is watching the news that night and immediately recognizes Trevor's car.
Okay, let's get back to the action.
Earlier that evening, Trevor
This
had
is
gone
the
out to
second
play a
shot
pickup
here
game
on the
of
ninth
kickball.
hole.
I kept trying to call him and text him, and he would never ignore me. He would always respond. So when he didn't, I got a little bit worried. My husband and I went ahead and went to bed, and I had the phone under my pillow.
Her phone does finally ring.
Oh, no bounce! Jesus Christ!
My oldest son,
Fuck
stating
off.
that Trevor had been shot.
All this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
It probably took us 12 minutes or so to get there.
When they arrive, the area is cordoned off with yellow crime scene tape, and Trevor's fiancée is already
Yes!
And we'll drop in for birdie.
So, of course, in my head, that means it's the worst.
Well, this is when the knees start to knock. Sweat starts to appear on the palms of your hands, Rich. Just a slender lead with 9 to play.
Yeah, but I like the position. I like being out in front. It forces the other players to come catch you. I like their position.
I was gonna throw up. There was a black van that drove by, and the detective stated that Trevor was
Come on,
in that van and
Dang.
was going to the morgue. So the next time that I see Trevor, was at
Miles
the funeral
Hear your roars from another part of the
in
course.
the casket.
And now we go to the 11th, where this happened just a moment ago.
It
This is a
was a month
superb
in
shot from
between
Patrick
him
Cantlay.
asking me to marry him and then dating. Very devastating.
Good stuff.
Reality set in at that very moment. And it
Have
was
you got a
hard.
read on this one?
Your heart's ripped
Where
out.
he is, I'm thinking
You
28
feel like there's
feet.
nothing left.
In the days following the murder, the family demands answers. But Chesapeake police release few details about the crime scene, leaving Trevor's loved ones in the dark.
Like, I don't know what you would do in that situation.
Get in! Yes! Ha ha! Beauty!
The rest of the field, what a putt to home.
Gorgeous!
Birdie's moving in the right direction there, Luke.
Well, I'd like to have one more look at that shot.
See that bad boy again.
Freedom of Information Act.
Beautiful
Our
shot.
laws are much stricter than you see in other states, meaning police don't have to release as much to us between media members.
Oh,
than they do
that was
in other
beautiful.
states.
Hard shot as well.
Now, 4 shots up after that hole.
Disclose what they know about an ongoing investigation because it's detrimental to the case to tell anybody
Pretty sure
too
this
much
player will
too
be
early
buoyed by
until
that
all
birdie back at the
facts
last. Let's see if they can deliver
If
another
the
one.
police department puts too much information out for public consumption, that information can end up in the wrong hands and possibly taint the investigation.
Detectives dive into the case,
Oh, well struck.
interviewing witnesses
This
and
drive's
traveling
heading for the fairway
outside
in
the
my eyes.
state to chase various leads.
We didn't know the motive.
Stop.
We didn't know a suspect.
Stop.
And a lot of people
Stop.
wondered what happened.
Jesus
Happened to
Christ.
someone like Trevor.
Time for the second shot
But
at the
2
11.
years after Trevor's murder, the case is stalled. Then, in February of
Going with the
2017,
7.
Melinda is contacted
Come
by
on.
private
This one should
investigator
find the
Sandra
surface.
Lewis.
Shot this.
Sandra reached out to me on Facebook and sent me a message
Oh,
and
that's a
said I can
great
help
shot.
you.
And a good
Shot.
opportunity
And from
coming out there
there,
at the
I
11.
just started talking to her, and she has worked diligently on this case.
My objective is to gather the
This is a
information
good chance.
for law enforcement so
Nice
that
one.
they can
Fourth birdie
do
of the
their
day.
job and close the
Much
case.
better.
I want to know who did it and why
Our
they
leader
did
is
it.
up by 4 shots now.
Sandra immediately goes to work.
And after a birdie at the
She
last,
takes a drive through the Western Branch section of Chesapeake, where the murder took place.
I have rapport with any number of individuals from all walks of life, and I ask people, have they heard of the case?
She's known for being pretty savvy and
Oof.
finding some information.
Lucky her.
Incredibly, Sandra
that'll
learns
work,
the
that's
identity
fine.
of Trevor's killer
By
is
this shot
widely
from
known
about
to
180
local
yards.
residents.
There was no shortage of individuals that were willing to talk, and
opting for the
that
hybrid, I
they
think.
all said the same thing.
That's
They
pretty
all
handy.
mentioned the same individual.
Multiple sources identified the alleged shooter as someone who lives in the Western Branch area.
Yeah, go. Go, 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 go.
About him,
All the way.
saying he
All the
was-
way.
But this is far
Outstanding approach
from an
shot.
open and shut case.
This putt
This case
right
was a
on
lot
12
more
feet to the hole.
difficult than
Good stuff
I
today,
first
especially
believed.
the short game has
We thought
been
we were
really
close
sharp
to
today.
solving it, but it was just beginning.
Who killed Trevor Baldwin? And why? In 2014, in Chesapeake, Virginia,
Oh,
popular
fuck!
Trevor Baldwin is found in his car,
Oh, I don't mind this
shot in
part,
the
putt.
chest.
Yeah, what do you do? Nobody can prepare for that.
Oh, nice looking putt.
So it's just devastating.
That's a good putt for par. You'll
You know,
take
you
it.
just don't think it's real until a couple days later when it is.
John, give
The
us a small
investigation
update.
stalls for more than 2 years after private investigator Sandra Lewis
And
offers
here
to
we are
help
with the third
Trevor's
shot.
family.
She's the only one keeping
How
us
close was that to
sir.
going down?
She's the only one
Certainly
keeping
makes
it
putting easy if you
out
can
in the
chip it that
public
close.
eye.
You better believe it
In
is
her
great
search for
stuff
Trevor's
to
killer,
watch.
Sandra speaks to
Our
people
leader
who
is
live and
currently
work in the
enjoying a
neighborhood where
4-stroke
he was
advantage.
murdered. To her
Now we
surprise,
find
the
ourselves on the
alleged
tee of
shooter's
par 4.
identity is an open secret in the community.
And I'm asking them, why have you not gone to law enforcement?
According to Sandra's sources, the alleged shooter is a member of a local gang known as Young
She finally
Money.
cut stuff.
Locals fear speaking out will land them in trouble with the gang. In May of 2017, Sandra receives a crucial
We're
tip.
around
The
120
tipster
yards here.
says an old friend of the alleged shooter supplied the murder weapon. Sandra arranges a face-to-face meeting with the source at a local church
This
parking
one might need
lot.
to get
He
down a
told
little.
me that the only thing he did was supply the firearm for a robbery.
Good shot.
Wonderful shot. A chance for birdie here on the 13th.
Legal code is that makes him an accessory that makes him just as guilty as if he pulled the trigger.
7
And that
feet
was
to the
his
cup.
incentive to help me.
Then, a bombshell revelation. He tells Sandra that the plan was to rob Trevor at gunpoint, and
Ooh, nice
that the
line.
alleged shooter had
Oh, Jesus.
3
Just,
people,
just.
2 males and 1 female.
By all accounts, it appears
Now
that
that
Trevor
finds
was
him
set
in
up.
first place.
My understanding is there was a girl that
Right,
orchestrated
getting to
it.
our final stretch.
I do
Time
not
to tee
think
off here
that
at
she
the
was
14.
present on site, but I do think that she was in the vicinity.
Sandra learns that the female suspect has been working with a Young Money gang to lure victims to the neighborhood, where they're robbed at gunpoint by gang members.
Harold
Going
was
with the
not
hybrid.
affiliated with the gang, but he did sell small quantities of marijuana. there was a young lady that had reached out
That's
to
a good
Trevor
shot.
and told him
That's a wonderful shot here at the 14th. Sets up a chance for birdie.
Absolutely. In there close. Good looking birdie coming up.
So Trevor had no reason to feel like his life was in danger, and he went there without a firearm. And they had intended on robbing him.
Yes.
So that's back to back birdies.
I like it. 2 in a row.
He made friends with the wrong crowd. Definitely wasn't.
John,
my
you're down
crowd.
there? What's happening?
Boys think they're invincible.
Can't play a second shot.
Playing their 4th shot.
According to his friend, the alleged shooter and 2 others drive to the scene to meet with Trevor that night.
That's
One
incredible.
suspect remains
Saving
in the
one
car,
there after
while the
being
shooter
all
and
over the
another man
parking lot,
walk
chipping
over to
into the
speak
bar.
with Trevor, who's still
Let's
seated
take a
in
look at the
his car.
leaderboard. Now,
Words are
Trevor is
exchanged.
enjoying a
But for
6-stroke
some reason,
advantage.
the alleged shooter decides not to rob Trevor and
We've
walks away.
arrived at a par 4 hole.
Then,
This hole
Things go
is so
horribly
important at this
wrong.
critical time.
The other
Go for it,
suspect
lay
yelled
it back.
one.
How much do you trust your swing?
What a gangster he really was if he would actually pull the trigger.
the alleged shooter spins around and fires,
Wow, that was just
fatally shooting Trevor in the chest.
And then the vehicle, which obviously was still in drive, lurched forward and went up on
It's on the green.
I just love the aggressive play there, Rich.
Oh, how about that shot? Taking out the big stick and going ahead and knocking her on. Love it.
He did it. And now we're all suffering because of that mistake.
Fucking hell.
According to court records,
Jesus
the
Christ,
alleged
look at that.
The alleged
That's
shooter is
impossible,
arrested
surely.
for charges related to marijuana possession. News of his arrest spreads quickly throughout the neighborhood.
Everyone, his friend, assumed that it was for the homicide, and so the shooter's brother actually went and told his parents that his brother had been arrested, and he assumed it was for the
Oh, what?
homicide.
Jesus
Sandra's mother
Christ.
is furious that the identity of her son's alleged killer is widely known.
When you have a shooter's best friend telling the entire story, that has got to be grounds for
This
arrest.
putt just 5
But in
feet
the
away
3
from the hole.
years since Trevor's murder, police haven't made a single arrest in the case.
And here
Good
is
line.
me, not
2 great
happy.
shots, 3 bad
And
putts.
the police department.
Nice feeling it must be to
Then,
have
on July
that
7th,
sizable of a lead coming down the stretch.
Sandra manages to get the alleged shooter
This took place
himself
just a short
to
time
have
ago.
a phone
Looking
conversation
forward
with
to see
her.
what Tony
There
Finau
are
does here,
3
Rich.
calls lasting more than 5 hours, and Sandra secretly records all of it.
I must have said at least 14 times that I knew that he was the one that was the shooter. At no time did he say, I'm not the shooter.
Sandra
And after
urges
that
the
effort,
alleged
this is how the
shooter
field
to
is
tell
shaping
his
up.
story to Chesapeake
Now, current leader
detectives.
is enjoying a
For a
7-stroke
moment, he
advantage.
agrees.
3 holes remaining,
Not
Luke.
after that, the
This
phone
is
went
getting
dead.
awfully fun.
2 minutes later, I received a call from his attorney. He said, I know that
Well,
you're
we should
not
find
working
the
with
short
law
grass.
enforcement, and I just want to let you know that I'm his attorney if you need to ask any more questions.
Sandra informs the lawyer that she's recorded all of her conversations with the
Wonderful
alleged
play.
shooter.
Leading with intent.
As long as one party of
That drive,
conversation
he hit it so
is
far,
aware that
there's
they're being
no
recorded,
divots
it is
in the fairway where he hit it.
Realizing Sandra may have the upper
Going with the
hand,
6-iron here.
the alleged shooter's lawyer contacts the local
Well, this
Commonwealth
one's right at the
attorney
pin.
to cut a plea deal for his client. Then,
Oh, lovely shot.
silence.
I
No
wish I could play
survive,
like this
and
myself.
authorities have
I
yet to
tell you,
file
you
any
just dream
charges,
about days
or,
like
as
today.
far as Sandra
Great
can tell,
regulations,
even
spot
contact
on
Trevor's
all
alleged shooter.
day. Awesome.
Well, I think the big question
Starts
here
off on a good
is why
line.
haven't they made an arrest?
And that putt will
I
drop.
said all
And it'll
along,
extend his
the
lead.
pieces of this are there, like a
Now,
puzzle.
8 shots in
Somebody
front.
just needs to put
2
it
holes to
together.
go, Luke. Can they
This
hang
is
on?
justice for Trevor, and you still have a murderer walking on the street.
Hardly hanging on.
And
After that
everybody
birdie,
is.
it's a good chance to make
Egypt.
the momentum.
Is desperate. Someone needs to be held accountable for Trevor's murder. In 2017, 3 years after 20-year-old Trevor Baldwin is shot and killed in a robbery gone wrong, private investigator Sandra Lewis identifies the man believed to be the murderer, and actually...
Oh, what a lousy bounce! Fuck's sake!
Police don't file
Oh,
any charges.
Jesus Christ.
feel like if there was some real effort.
Second shot here on the 17th hole.
If they would ever just talk to the shooter. You know, I just don't
Ooh,
think
fucking hell, that was close.
And they'll walk away with a par on this one.
Questioning.
Trevor's family stays in constant contact with the lead
This is quality
detective
play,
case,
still on top
determined
of the
to
leaderboard.
bring the killer to justice.
I was
And now this
consistently
player
reaching
tees
out
off their
to
final
him.
hole of the event with the
And I
lead.
sent him the same thing all the time, the same text, any update in Trevor's case.
But there are no updates. Then, in
Not a bad
April
line, this one.
2019, there's finally progress. The alleged shooter and the two other people present at the time of the murder were interviewed by authorities. It
Looks
seems
like a
as if
similar
all
approach
three
to yesterday.
suspects will
Same
finally
spot as
be
yesterday.
indicted for
They have the
Trevor's
same
killing.
results today.
2 of them were 20, and the other one was very young. So you put some pressure on some kids, and somebody's gonna crack.
Another shit bank, fuck's sake.
And it turned out at that point they are.
Oh yeah, go on.
Had recent visits with the
Thanks a
detective
lot.
and the
Well, that's a
criminal
pretty good
attorney
play there,
working
Rich.
on this,
Right up near the
and they've
surface.
been told the same thing.
If he can hold one from
But
off
the
the green here,
indictments
he'll win
have
the
never
event.
been filed.
We want the shooter held accountable.
It has been over 5 years with my recordings and the witnesses. I don't
Again!
understand.
Had a fair bit
This
of pace
should
on
have
that
been
one.
over in 2014, is my true belief.
This is why they
They
put
should
in
have
hours and
made
hours of practice. A putt to win it
They should
all.
have pursued it, and that arrest should have been made, and this would be behind us.
Then, on July 1st, 2019, another setback. The lead investigator on Trevor's case retires from the Chesapeake
This
Police
one's
Department.
looking good.
He said, I am going to solve this before I retire.
This putt for a final
So,
score of
when I
64.
got the letter in the mail,
They've made it
it was like a
back
slap
in
in
the
the
winner's
face
circle,
that he
Rich.
was retired.
Fucking awful.
Massive trophy to match as well. Happy
The
days
letter
ahead
says
for this
the
player.
reluctance to
It is
prosecute at this
a
time
good
is
start
based
to
on
the
the
rest
lack
of
of
your career.
physical forensic evidence or eyewitness testimony and the inconsistent statements of several key witnesses.
Everything that has
Well,
transpired,
that just
all
about
the
concludes our
information
coverage
that is
of
out
Mark
there,
Gilby.
why
On
they have
behalf
not
of
made
HB,
arrests,
plus on
or
behalf
at
of the
least
folks at HB Studios,
talk to the
good
shooter.
night for now.
What are we waiting for?
In late 2019, Chesapeake police say they believe they know who pulled the trigger, but have yet to make an arrest.
It's detrimental to put out a press release saying that you have a suspect in mind because you're putting the public on notice that you got a suspected criminal walking the streets, and now people are frustrated, and they might even be scared. I mean, who knows who this person is? It was bad judgment to say that they knew who this person was at the time, and that at this point nothing's been done. I just think that was a mistake.
Trevor's
Nice.
family is offering an $8,500 reward for information leading to an arrest.
Here we are 6 years later and 3 detectives later, and nothing really has changed. I've met the mayor, I've met with the city manager, I've met with the chief.
With that many eyes, you think that someone would be able to do something with this case?
Ooh, nice.
So I do feel really bad for this family. It's a horrible thing that happened. I mean, the depth of their emotion and the depth of their questions is almost unexplainable. I think the only way to help a family go through this process and get to the other side is by giving them the answers that they seek. And then they can go ahead and begin to rebuild their lives.
For Trevor's family, there can't be any closure until justice is served.
When we get to court, there's going to be no, I forgive you, because I don't. I never will. I mean, he took my son. He took a huge part of our life. And yet he absolutely needs to pay for his crime.